Welcome to Jackal DIY Tech. In this video, I'll cover something that I did not cover in my two previous videos about the VXE R1 SE Plus gaming mouse, which is configuration. Now, out of the box, the mouse does work, but if you want extra bells and whistles, you can either go to the hub.atk.pro website, or you can download a software. And this is also a downside, or could be a downside. If the company goes, let's say, out of business, you'll be left with the software if you download it. And also, this is just me assuming that the software does not need an active online connection to the ATK Gear servers. But I don't want to worry about that at the moment. Let me just show you the settings that you can use using their online platform. So my mouse is connected. So let's add a device. No, I did not connect it with a USB cable. We'll see if I have to. Add a device. So it is detected via the Wi-Fi dongle that the mouse comes with. So I'll connect it. Yeah, it's the mouse, though in my case it's white. Oh, I can change it to white, okay. Product manual and the current firmware. So let's see product manual. So we do get a user manual, but I do not actually see the mouse on the list. Maybe this one looks closest to what I have. Let's go to view. So we do have the DPI settings on the bottom. That is correct. We also have the button to turn it off. Okay, so nothing useful in the manual. And then we have the current firmware. So you can have a local one, upgrade it, upload it. Well, I don't have a firmware. I just thought you can actually update it when online. So left button, yep. Middle button, yep. Right click, forward, back, and DPI cycle on the bottom. Oh, so we also have some mouse keyboard. Oh, so this shows you just the buttons that this has available. Okay. But you also could have the keyboard and maybe also do some customization. And you can also have some macros. Look at that. So we have the remap settings. Now in this case you can't really remap much. Maybe these two buttons. So we have insert mouse key. This is forward, backward, so you can do that. And then you can decide what this will do. So if you lift it up or press it down, hold on loop, cycle to this key press, loop to this key press, loop one time. So you do have some options, and you have the option to start recording the macro that you want to do. So you have some, let's say, simple automation possibilities with this mouse. Then we have the DPI settings. These are not the default values. I have already set them, and you can change the color. This color will be displayed on the LD in the front. And maximum this goes to, well, minimum it's 200 and maximum it's 18,000. I will just set this value to what it was, just like that. You could also add your own DPI file, so you can have more than one preset. Okay, that is not something that I knew. So maybe we can go maximum with one. This is now maximum. I just wanted to change the color. Maybe you can see the mouse jumping a little bit. So maybe 18,000 is a bit too much for the mouse with the settings that I have. Performance settings, I just left this to how it was, so 1K polling rate. The one thing that you will want to set is in the parameters. I believe I actually disabled this option. If I enable it, No immediate changes right now, but I was experiencing some stuttering as you saw with the 18,000 DPI, something similar, so that is why I have disabled this option. You can also enable all of the other options if you need to, but you will have to test it out how this works for you. Now the ultra distance mode, I did not use it since my mouse and the dongle are maybe 1 meter apart. Here you can also set the sleep time settings, the LOD lift off distance, and here you can also set the DPI light effect, so the LED in the front of the scroll wheel, so you can have it off. That is how it is by default. You can have it constantly on and set the brightness of the light, and then you can also change the LED mode to breathing, so it is basically turning slowly on and off. And the light will be in the color of the DPI settings. Now when battery is low, it does have a flashing red LED. When it is charging, it has an orange LED, and when it is fully charged, it is a green LED. So these were the settings that I left to default. And then we have the configuration manager. You can have 4 different presets, and let's see, you can even make your own. So you can have more than 4. Now how you would load them, I guess you would have to connect back to the website, or if you had the app downloaded and installed on the PC. And lastly we have the other settings. So we have the connectivity mode, it's the receiver battery status 100% as it is displayed on the top, the firmware version, and you can also do a factory reset. Now when it comes to the configuration, all of these that you see, I think this should actually be done on the PC, not somewhere online. Now you do have the option to download the application, but I don't like to use third-party application just to control one device. So that is why I will simply adjust all of the DPI settings that I see fit, and that's pretty much it. Now would I buy this mouse again? Probably, but I would also have to change all of the switches, because I do like my mice quiet. But when it comes to a productivity mouse, I found this one to be a lot better, and mainly because of one thing, the scroll wheel. It doesn't look anything fancy, but it does have the unlimited, well, it says hyper fast, but basically it scrolls unlimited. It doesn't have any of the annoying clicks and stops, and how you achieve that is simply pressing the button that you see in the middle. If you press it, you unlock the scroll wheel, so you can simply flick your finger, it will scroll seamlessly, and if you press it again, and then you'll basically have scrolling like this. Now I do have a mouse like this at work. It's awesome if you have a lot of scrolling to do, but when I use it in Blender, it does have one downside, the left and right horizontal scrolling. Maybe that can also be disabled, but again, that would require me to download the software. That's it for this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this one, and let me know if you want to see a review of the Logitech M705 Marathon mouse. But if not, still tune into the channel and we'll do something else in the next one.